things like traveling faster than the speed of light, superluminal speeds. Light speed or better was the quote from the general who was giving the presentation. And so the question becomes, how is that even possible? A lot of people think that it's just hogwash, that it's not possible. And you have to go back and you have to look at Einstein, his original equations, and all the things that he said about the utter impossibility of ever exceeding the speed of light. And what he said was, in his equations and in his writings, was that as an object is accelerating through space-time, that its mass begins to increase. But the key to that whole thing, the thing that nobody talks about, is the reason that the mass of a vehicle increases is because the interaction that the atomic structure of that vehicle has with zero-point energy in the environment, it basically causes the atoms to become more energized. Because, you know, back in high school physics, the big question I had was, well, if matter it can't be created, it can't be destroyed. You know, the electrons never slow down. They don't follow the second law of thermodynamics, which is entropy. You'd expect them to slow down over time, but they don't. And the reason they don't is because they're constantly absorbing this zero-point energy. And that's what keeps all the parts of the atom going all the time. That's why it never disintegrates, falls apart. And so, as an object, you know, made of atoms, goes through space-time and is accelerating faster and faster, it's absorbing more and more of this energy, and all the parts are spinning faster and faster, like a gyroscope that gets spinning faster and faster. And just like a gyroscope, if you've ever held one, like a spinning top or something, once they get going really fast, it's hard to move them around. It's the same, it's kind of like it's developing its own kind of gravity in a way. And so this is what Einstein said would slow things down and make it impossible to ever have enough energy to go up to and exceed the speed of light, because your mass literally begins to approach infinity as you get closer and closer to the speed of light. And so what the engineers figured out was that if you use that same energy in the environment that would increase your mass, but you use it as a propulsive energy source to power your system, it means that the faster you go, the more energy you have to propel your craft even faster. You don't have to carry a fuel supply, so you don't have to worry about the weight of the vehicle. So the faster you go, the faster you're able to go. And that's how you actually break the light speed barrier, because your mass never really becomes anything greater than what you started out with. But you have this tremendous, almost limitless amount of energy that you can draw from as a propulsive force. This is probably why all the electrical components in the craft are embedded in quartz as a kind of insulator, because we're talking about millions and millions of volts of electricity. It's also why, when it's in the atmosphere, the ionization is so severe that it produces X-ray photons, and they have to have a synthetic vision system just to see where they're going.